Okay, so I don't know who jacked with my videos, but that is the incorrect intro. Oh my goodness. Well, somebody messed with our presets, but that's okay. Welcome to Weekly Kickoff, Week 16, Ermagerd. Already semifinals. Dude, it's been such a weird freaking year, and then it's also gone so fast that I don't know where it went. I don't know where it's at. But we got JV Show with us tonight in place of Corey, an improvement, if you ask me. How we doing, Johnny?
What's happening, Kyle? I appreciate you having me back on.
Yeah, man, it's kind of weird having you on while on vacation instead of in your beautiful brick and all that background you usually have.
I know I've downgraded. I apologize.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm just glad you could make it on. Albert's on. He saw JV was on. He said, I'm going to get on early tonight.
He's always on. He's always on when I'm here.
He's on every show at some point.
It's crazy.
Yes. He'll just kind of, he'll be scrolling through the chat. It might even be towards the end, but he'll just slip a, what's up, fellas? There in the end, just let us know he's lurking. We appreciate you, Albert. You're my favorite viewer because you're here every time. Oh, here we go. Thoughts on London and Mooney with Penix now starting. What do you think, JV?
It's tough. I mean, Kirk, you had obviously the pocket guy that was going to distribute that ball. But, I mean, Kirk's kind of been playing like trash. So you put Penix in there, and it's like, I don't know if you can get much worse than Kirk right now. Like, I know Penix is going to take control of the run game probably. They'll have him set up with an easy scheme, I'd assume, to step in. But I don't think you value them much differently. If Kirk was playing really good, it's a different story. If Kirk was playing good and he got injured, that's a downgrade. But you're talking about a Kirk Cousins that is clearly affected by a season-ending injury last year, and it just isn't the same quarterback anymore. So I'd still roll with them and view them the same as you would have before.
Yeah, I agree with that. He's definitely not the Kirk that started the season. He's been going downhill real fast lately. Feels like he hit a wall, and he's been playing like crap. So really, it can't get any worse than the last couple of weeks for sure. So, I mean, I say just roll with them, especially London. I might be a little more selective with Mooney based on matchup, but I don't think they have any truly like daunting matchups coming up, do they?
They have this week the Giants. And then the Commanders in Carolina to finish out the year. I don't know who's playing until week 18, if that's relevant at all.
If you're playing a week 18, you're doing your fantasy league wrong.
Yeah, obviously there's something wrong. But
that's what me and Corey always say because it's crazy.
The Giants, I mean, the Falcons are fighting for a playoff spot. So chances are, I'm assuming those receivers will be involved and they'll be trying to win at least. I think they're going to try and win the division. The Bucs do have the game up on them, though, so they're gonna be trying to win games. I wouldn't be surprised if Drake London and Mooney are still productive down the stretch.
Yeah, and like London for sure. I'm playing against these two teams that got left here, but like Mooney against the Giants, I don't know if they'll need to sling the ball as much against the Giants. Excuse me. But like Washington has the ability to put up points in chunks. And so those are the games where Mooney really excels, is when the quarterbacks have to throw a lot to keep up on a scoreboard. So that game for sure, I like Mooney. I might be a little more judicious this week with Mooney, but I'm for sure starting London in both.
Yeah, the Giants are pretty brutal. I don't think you can expect an incredible game, but you can expect maybe some first quarter points. If Mooney gets a touchdown in the first quarter, you're great. If he doesn't,
you're done.
Yeah, I think the
week's go zero burger again.
That is ironic though, because we were just talking about Penix as we were joining on here, Kyle. Like, it's pretty crazy because Kirk started the season pretty hot. If I do
started
remember,
real solid,
yeah. And now we were talking about Trey Lance, right, and drawing that comparison. And I think like Atlanta probably wanted to save Penix for a full year behind Kirk, but it got to the point where it's like we don't really have another choice.
Yeah, it had just gotten literally so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But we were also talking about, like, okay, they're making the switch to see what they got in Penix, and I wish Dallas would do the same with Trey Lance. The problem is we're coming off a game against Carolina where Cooper Rush actually looked pretty good against one of the worst defenses in the league, and so I don't think we're going to get to see that same kind of switch there. But
I mean, Cooper Rush is probably in the upper echelon of backups. Like he's salvageable. He can win you games, but
sure,
is it gonna be anything special? No. Like it's
I
not gonna
don't.
be.
Dallas is at the point now where I don't want to win games. I want a good draft pick. We're going to win just enough to get just outside the top 10 draft picks,
I know.
and we're still not going to know what we have in Trey Lance. So, and we'll probably waste that high pick on another running back like we did like we did with Zeke however many years ago. I mean, yeah, he was one of the better running backs ever, but it was still a running back, right? Like, and especially now I feel like we have so many needs. I don't want to use a high draft pick on a running back again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move over here. Massachusetts football guy, our big dad bod. Should I go Thielen over Cup? Cup's skunked me 2 out of the last 3 weeks. Dude, Cup's been inconsistent,
Mm-hmm.
and it's frustrating. It's very frustrating.
Well, you have to take into account, like, in his first season with Puka, I think they were kind of splitting. We didn't really know who was going to come out as the dominant guy, but obviously it's Puka now. Like, Stafford to Puka is electric. That connection is probably top 5 in the league now. And Cup, he's been injured, and he's kind of been phased out of some of the games. Granted, last week it was raining. It was kind of hard to get a lot of the guys involved, but we know where the priorities are in LA, and that's feeding Puka and Kyron Williams, who had like 29 carries last week, some ridiculous amount.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot.
it's tough. It's crazy for me to tell you start Thielen over Cooper Kupp, but I think Thielen, you're a little more guaranteed almost to get a solidified 7-8 points.
Yeah, like you're going to get good targets out of Thielen and catches, even if the yardage totals aren't necessarily high. But I'm with you. Like I'm starting Thielen. He also has a better matchup against Arizona than Cup against the Jets. So, and the Jets are more susceptible to the run than the pass. So I think Kyron probably gets a ton of touches again in that phase. So, yeah, I think Thielen is the safer play here, believe it or not. And that is hard to say.
It's crazy. If you said that a year or two ago, people would laugh at you and their jaw would drop. But that's just the reality. I mean, if you're not healthy, like availability is the best ability in the league, and the Rams.
Oh, now you sound like Tony.
Hey, listen,
that's his favorite saying.
It's a cutthroat league, though. It's a cutthroat league, and when you're injured, Cooper Kupp's super talented. Like he has the talent, obviously, to be a great receiver. He had the Triple Crown a few years ago, but when you're not healthy, the team's gonna move on. They're gonna find somebody else, and Puka is dangerous, man. He doesn't like wow you athletically or anything like that. He's not some freak of nature, but he's so good at the basics and the details that he's taken over the number 1 role in that offense.
Yeah, for sure. But it's also a testament to how strange this season's been because we've been getting questions on this chat all year long that you're like, man, if you'd asked me that last year, I would have laughed you right out of this chat. But here we are answering these silly start-sit questions. It's just like, it's the nature of the beast, man. It's been a weird year. Okay, we got banging play. Should I start Kamara, Cook, or Niners running back of the week? I think it's Garindo's back, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here.
Kamara, Cook, or Garindo. I haven't memorized all the week's matchups yet. So
Cook's got New England. Okay, Garindo's got Miami. And
Kamara plays Green Bay.
I would probably roll Cook. I know Buffalo's. I mean, he's what, like a top 10 guy in the league. I think the Buffalo will probably get up early on New England, and they'll just run Cook maybe 20 carries on the day. They're fine. They found a lot of success running the ball. That offense is built on the run game with Josh Allen as well. And I don't know. I would start Cook. I wouldn't second guess that. A Cup is something you can look at, but that is like, no, I think Cook's your guy.
Yeah, I think you stick with Cook here too. Like he just had a really good day against Detroit. They're not exactly slouch against the run. Kamara's tempting, but I don't know. He doesn't seem to be quite as effective as of late. So yeah, I think Cook's your answer here. I think it's pretty easy. We got the meatball in the house. I love this guy. He was on last week with us. Kyle's second round now. Let's go in all 3 leagues. Awesome.
Let's go.
Good. You need to win one and send me my cut, brother. I tell him that every show when he brags about his playoff wins, and I have yet to receive my cut. 3 years running. Uh, Lamar Jackson or Daniels this week?
Oh, that is actually brutal.
James.
That is not good at all.
Daniels. I was like, who's D Daniels?
Dude, I read it as Daniel Jones at first, and I was getting concerned.
Dude, I was like, who's D Daniels? Oh, he means Jaden, obviously. Took me a second. I was like, what? Okay. Yeah, Jackson or Daniels. That's
obviously you'd lean Jackson, but Lamar's up against Pittsburgh and Daniels is against Philly. Like those are 2 games I don't even want to be a part of. Starting either of those
matchups for 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Like you just saw the Eagles dismantle the Steelers offense. Granted, they didn't have George Pickens, but Russ was playing really good this year, and all of a sudden he was not even close to what he was. And then Lamar, I mean, Pittsburgh has his number. Like Lamar doesn't perform against the Steelers in most games. So that is I just wish you good luck at that point. You could probably flip a coin, I think.
It kind of feels that way, doesn't it? Let's see. I mean, Jaden he had 15 points against Philly last time. It's not great.
It wasn't fantastic this week against New Orleans either. Like
I mean, Lamar had 16 and a half against Pitt last time. So same. I don't know.
I think you're splitting hairs. It's close.
Yeah, like my gut tells me Daniels.
But yeah, if you played Lamar, you're most likely getting the same value out of both of them. I would guess.
Yeah, I think they finish about the same.
Yeah,
but if I had to pick one, gun to my head, I'd probably roll with Daniels.
Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh's defense is serious. I mean, so is Philly's though. It's literally the same situation, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not ideal, no matter what. Let's see. Here we go. Would have advanced in another league had I played Bateman instead of Cup. Still not happy about that. But nobody in their right mind is going to play Bateman over Cup.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Last week, this week maybe, but not last week.
Oh, hold up. George says he can pick up Jared Goff. Yeah, I would totally pick up Jared Goff.
Yes, 100%.
1,000% I would pick up Jared Goff. No question in my mind. He's playing Chicago. Chicago's defense is statistically pretty good this year, but they've struggled the last few weeks. So I'd probably play Jared Goff. Yeah, I'm shocked they're still on waivers.
They are good on paper, but yeah, they're struggling, and it's still an easier matchup than Pitt or Philly. Oh, meatball. It's amazing that in 2 different leagues I had buys and feel so different about them. Scott Fishbowl. Oh, no. I was reading Scott Fishbowl. My Superflex Titan Premium Dynasty League is very balanced. My Football Guys PPR, 11-3, but lost 2 in a row after losing Dobbins. Yeah. Been a lot of injuries that tanked people this year. You know who I don't feel bad for is Christian McCaffrey owners. Everybody told him, don't draft him. Don't draft him. He was getting close to coming back. Trade him. Nope, I'm sticking by. Okay, comes back, has a couple good games, gets hurt again. Told you so. Then they all want to cry that he got hurt again. It's like, well, if there was only this place you could go to get advice that was telling you to trade him away.
It's tough, man. Those injuries kill you. But like guys like McCaffrey, it's almost, and I never want to say this, but it's like very much so predictable that they might go down and they're going to miss a portion of the season, right? Like it's the same thing with J.K. Dobbins. I was so excited, man. I thought I finally had him in the bag, and then playoffs roll around. I look at my roster. I'm like, damn, he's not in my roster. He's on IR. So it's
Yeah,
it's tough. It's tough,
yeah,
especially with guys like Saquon Barkley who are going later in the first round this year.
yeah, yeah. People got a bargain on him and Derrick Henry this year. But dude, Dobbins was another one I didn't want any part of.
Yeah.
T. Higgins, same thing. He's always going to miss some games.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mike
mean,
Williams
there's just
usually.
Mike Williams. There's always a handful of guys. I'm just like, no. Like James Conner is one that you always expect to miss games, but he's been pretty healthy this year. It's kind
Yeah.
of surprising. I mean, the season's not over yet, so knock
Yeah.
on wood.
Yeah.
But
No kidding.
then now watch. I just jinxed it. This week he'll go out and get 2 carries for 1 yard and go down like Bucky did 2 weeks ago. But that one broke my heart. I started him in a must win and didn't win. So, tough sledding. Should I trust Kelsey? Nope. Start Strange. I like it. Against Vegas, yeah, start Strange. Kelsey's crap this year, man. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's and without I don't know if Mahomes is playing this year. I think he's playing this week. I think he's questionable as of right now.
They're getting week to week, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I
be
mean,
surprised if they sit him this week, but
he played through a high ankle sprain a couple years ago. Though, remember that?
yeah,
I mean, he's 2
we'll
years
see.
older now, but
Yeah, he's still young. We'll see. We'll see. I
it's
get
hard
it.
to bench Kelsey. Like that's a tough decision. It's easy to sit here and say that because you're pissed at Kelsey, but
Mm-hmm.
he still gives you the best shot, I think, at fantasy points.
Yeah, I don't know. I might lean Kelsey there. Strange is interesting in Jacksonville, but Kelsey, I feel like you can rely on maybe 6-7 points, but it's not ideal, obviously. But
Yeah,
I don't know. It's maybe Kelsey in my opinion.
I think you almost have to get the recency bias out of your head on a question like this, and just
Mhm.
think about like who has the most upside for points. We know what Kelsey's capable of,
Mhm.
and that is hard to bench when he's healthy.
Well, it's like, are you going to be able to go to bed at night knowing that you left Travis Kelsey on your bench? Like, I would feel good if Kelsey was in my starting lineup and Strange outperformed him on my bench. I'd be like, okay, I
Yeah,
rolled with my
exactly.
guys, but it's the playoffs. I think you got to roll with your guns, unless it's a Cooper Cup situation where you know the production just hasn't been there.
Yeah. So yeah, Arturo, stick with Kelsey, man. For my 11-3 PPR team, I'm looking to pick up Strange and Coker. I have 213 in Fab left. Should I put 100 on Strange and save some for Week 17? I mean, I guess it depends. If you really need Strange, then sure. I mean, who's your other tight end? You
Yeah, and
know,
what do you need for week 17? Like, is
and
that a
what
defense?
I was gonna say, what could you possibly need for 17 to save some for? Like, if Strange is a must-have, then just spend what you got to spend.
Yeah.
I mean that's facts. What he says. Oh, he was okay. All right. So play Goff over Jackson Daniels. Yes,
I would say so. Goff's elite.
100%. Richardson or Penix? Are you in the playoffs really with those as your
Yeah,
options?
I think this is. I think this guy's trying to get out of fantasy punishment right now.
This
He's
is
just,
a consolation bracket situation.
dude. I'd probably roll Richardson. Penix is tough. Week 1, his
Yeah,
first
first
week.
first pro start for a rookie. Yeah, I'm not starting that this week in the playoff.
Yeah,
Even
Richardson
if
might
it is,
get you like 23 points. He got 23 points a few weeks back. 15 this week against Denver. Good defense. Tennessee divisional matchup. I'd roll Richardson, but yeah,
yeah,
you're not starting Penix. Absolutely not.
I think you can expect 15 or so from Richardson this week. I don't think Penix breaks 10, if I'm being honest.
No, definitely no. I mean, they are. I think they're playing the Giants, which is, I guess, promising. But no, I still would be. I'd be nervous. I'd start Richardson.
Yeah, agreed. Would you pick Bijan or Chase number 1 or someone else in a PPR 12 team? I'm taking Brock Bowers #1 overall in a dynasty dynasty startup. Brock Bowers #1
He's the
overall.
real. He's the real rookie of the year. Nobody wants to
Dude,
have that conversation, but he's the real offensive
he
rookie.
should be. He's a freaking monster. Are you kidding me?
He's insane.
I'm sad I don't have any dynasty shares in him. Very
Just
sad.
imagine what he could do on like a half decent team. Like imagine he was in Kelsey's position with Mahomes. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
or even in Dallas. Like
yeah, like
Dallas is always
literally
throwing
any
the
other
tight end
team.
pretty heavy. Like you're right. Literally any other team, I think he would be
And he's still
pretty
balling
solid.
out and he's still productive. He's still the #1 guy.
Imagine what if they like draft a QB next year, how good he'll be or something. Like
Oh my god, he'll be dangerous.
that'd be nasty. So I'm guessing this is probably for redraft. So if we were doing a redraft as of today, who's your #1 overall pick for real? Bowers wouldn't be mine in redraft. In
No.
Dynasty, I'd consider it, but in redraft, no.
Right now, #1 overall pick.
If we were redrafting today,
I mean, I think it's like the 101. I think it would be Saquon. I mean, well, if it's in PPR, maybe. Yeah, Chase has been productive. I don't know. It's tough. I definitely wouldn't have Bijan up there. I don't think, but
I'm with you on that. I think Saquon's the right guy to be #1 overall.
I'm a big running backs guy though, so I lean heavily.
And I'm not, and I'm still saying that. So that's how good he's been.
Yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed production. I know last week he was kind of slow, but it was the Steelers, and the pass game they needed to lean on it after AJ Brown's comments. So yeah, I would definitely go Saquon.
Yeah, and then Chase would be #2.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Jorge, do I pick up Keenan Allen? I don't know what else is on your team, so I don't know. I mean, he's not a must own, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, the Detroit defense is in shambles. I will give you that, but unless you desperately need a receiver, it depends who you're starting. It depends who you're starting. And then defense, Texans, Falcons, Vikings. Is he asking 4 different defenses there? Or is he giving me the matchups?
Which one of those defenses to play this week? It's not going to be Houston against Kansas City.
I mean, if Mahomes doesn't play, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Seattle against Minnesota. No. Minnesota against Seattle. Who do the Falcons play? I already forgot. Oh, they played the Giants. I'll go with the Falcons. Go with the Falcons.
I had a real Falcons. They had a really big week this week against Vegas last night.
Yeah, I picked him up in a league and played him this week. I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah, he agrees. Start Kelsey. Got to start Kelsey. Yeah, third flex in my previous question. Okay, what was the previous question?
Well, that was the Keenan Allen one? Or no?
No. I don't know which question you're referring to, my guy. I think maybe one of your things didn't come through.
Oh, Strange and Coker. Coker. He was the $213 question, I think.
Oh, that's right. So you need a third flex. Yeah, I could see going with Strange there.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to start a tight end at flex.
No.
If the situation's right. All right. Need 2. And here's what's available. Pitts. I'm guessing that's Strange and not Strangle. Your autocorrect is disturbing. It goes to Strangle. Pitts, Smart, Booty, Payman, Coker, Singletary, Gibson, Abdullah. It's a lot of hot garbage. I mean, Pitts is in there twice. That's how bad somebody didn't want him. I think Pitts and Strange are the 2 I'd grab out of that
Definitely group. Strange. I don't know about any of those guys, but Yeah.
Maybe Strange and Coker actually
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be horrible. Bryce
Mm-hmm.
Young seems to like Coker. There seems to be some rapport there, so
Yeah.
he's going to be one of those guys that could go off like he did against Dallas or get you a zero burger any given week.
Yeah. I would say Strange and
But
your choice in that situation.
Bateman's kind of the same way as Coker. Sometimes he'll go ape shit, and sometimes he won't do none at all.
Yeah, they're playing Pittsburgh though. I don't see it happening.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I don't think the passing attack is going to be very relevant.
That is a good point. I don't hate Coker against Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
One tight end, Kincaid, Henry, Ferguson, or pick up Strange.
Strange is a big tight end this week. Everyone's
He
going
is.
after him.
Yeah, he is. Well, and it makes sense too. I mean, he was picked up and dropped a couple times during the season, but now with Ingram done
Mm-hmm.
for the year, I mean, of course, everybody wants to pick him back up. Kincaid just bothers me this year. He hasn't done anywhere near like preseason. I was all about Kincaid. I was thinking like, oh, he's gonna be a top 5 tight end. They don't have any real receiving threats, and he wasn't doing nothing. Then they bring in Amari Cooper. Then Amari Cooper ain't doing nothing either. So I don't know how they keep scoring all these points. It's mostly just Josh Allen running all over the place. But
Yeah, I was just about to say, I don't know who has caught 25 touchdowns from Josh Allen this year. Like,
right,
I could not tell you one. Like, Khalil Shakir's been pretty good. Keon Coleman's been pretty good. But, like, who has scored 25 passing, like, receiving? That's insane. That is insane.
there's been some random ones. Well, I know James Cook has caught his share probably.
Very true.
How many has he caught? I don't even know off the top of my head, but like he's throwing them to running backs and
Mhm.
a couple of
Yeah.
no-namers. Um,
Maybe Strange. I don't know. Again,
I
it's
don't hate.
tough.
I like Henry. Okay, I think Ferguson against Tampa Bay is the play this week.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't mind that. He hasn't really been productive though at all.
No, but I think it's well. He just got back from an injury for one,
Mhm.
but then I think maybe just game planned out since he's been back. I don't know. We've been really focused on running the ball, but I think against Tampa, we're going to need to throw a lot because they've been putting up points. Like Baker should be MVP type of points.
Dude,
He
Baker
won't,
he just put
he
up
won't get it over Allen, but like
just put up 4
it,
TDs against the Chargers, which have been a pretty good defensive unit this year, which is nuts.
right. And Dallas is not a pretty good defensive unit all year. So,
No, they
like
are
they've
not.
been a little better lately, but nowhere near the Chargers. So it's like they're going to put up points. We're going to be throwing all day. I like Fergus's chances to get involved in that passing game.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dallas, honestly, their secondary at their best is not bad, and then Parsons and Overshown is good, but unfortunately, that's not the case with Overshown and the season-ending injury.
That one broke my heart. I was excited.
He's so talented, man.
So well, like
He is so good.
well, because like I knew when we drafted him, I was like, okay, that's an intriguing pick. And then he missed all last year, and then this year, just each week he gets better. But dude, that one where he like ate that freaking block, batted the ball up, caught it, and ran back for a touchdown a few weeks ago. It was crazy. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And so I'm like, all right, this guy's gonna be good. And then he snaps his knee in half. So that sucks. It was a pretty brutal injury too. So next year is probably in some pretty serious doubt too.
Well, he had the injury in his first year as well. I'm pretty sure. I think.
Yeah, he
What was it,
missed all last
ACL or-
year. Yeah, he missed all last year with an ACL. And then this year, like this injury was all 3. ACL, MCL, PCL gone. This is like, oh my God. So yeah, that's some like Todd Gurley knee injury type of stuff. You know, like that's some serious stuff. So yeah, I was sad about that. But long story short, I'm picking Ferguson here. Daniel, hello guys from Mexico. Who should I start? Only 2 running back. Jerome Ford, Walker. I think Walker is Walker going to miss again? I think Walker might be out again. I don't know yet. Tracy Bigsby. Okay. And then emojis in word form. Um, so Ford, Walker, Tracy, Bigsby.
Yeah, I would not go Walker. Even if he comes back, Charbonnet's looked pretty good.
I
I
do
think,
like Tracy this week against Atlanta,
yeah,
though.
Jerome Ford, no Nick Chubb. I don't think that's nice as well.
And against Cincinnati, that's a
Yeah,
pretty nice matchup.
maybe Ford and Tracy. Maybe
I
that's the
mean,
move.
Bigsby against Vegas should be good, but there's no guarantee which of those running
Yep.
backs is going to get the touches.
Yep.
So it could just as easily be ETN. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think Ford and Tracy are your best bet. Okay, Jonathan, Nix or Richardson?
Yikes. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I got to give Nix the edge, though. He's just looked better this year than Richardson.
Yeah, Knicks is it's tough. Los Angeles has a pretty good defense, despite what Tampa did.
They're
But
not quite as high flying as Tampa, but
maybe Knicks. You'll probably get more guaranteed production out of him. You know what
yeah.
you're going to get out of Bo Nix. You don't know what you're getting out of Anthony Richardson. Could get 20, could get 0.
Well, in
Could get
Richardson
negative.
playing Tennessee, they've had a pretty decent defense all
Yeah.
season until the last couple weeks. I think they looked a little rough, but I don't know. I have a hard time trusting Richardson, man. It's rough. It's rough out there for that guy. On my half PPR Yahoo work league, Yahoo's the worst platform.
Yeah,
FYI.
by far.
What kind of knucklehead programmed that thing to list wide receivers ahead of running backs on the roster and hasn't fixed it after all these years? Come on, sacrilege. Going against Adams, 40+. Need a wide receiver and a flex, dude. I lost in a dynasty league because of Devontae Adams this week.
Yeah, that's
so
nuts. That is actually dagger to the heart right there.
It was. All right, wide receiver and a flex between Pickens, Neighbors, Tracy, Strange, or Kendre if Kamara is out. Is Pickens supposed to be back?
I think Pickens is coming back, so I'd like Pickens and maybe Tracy.
Yeah, I like Tracy was going to be one of mine. I was between Pickens and Neighbors depending on Pickens' injury. Pickens against Baltimore would be nice. Neighbors with, I guess DeVito would still be starting, right?
Tommy Cutlets. It's tough. They're going to dial up Pickens once he comes back. And if he's back this week, they need him. The offense needs George Pickens, so.
Yeah, I guess I would say Pickens and Tracy, and then if Pickens sits, go with Neighbors.
Yeah.
Forever Eagles. How dare you? How dare you? Dude, I swear to God, we get so many Eagles fans in this chat.
They know. They
know. Always. We always get so many Eagles fans in this chat. It's funny. We have a good time with them, though. What's up, fellas? I have A.J. Brown in my wide receiver 1 slot. Not sure who to put in my 2 spot. Excuse me. I have Kupp, Pickens, McConkey, Jennings, or JMO. Half PPR. McConkey looked good this week, but I think I gotta stick with Pickens.
Yeah, Ladd has really, really impressed me this year. I can't even lie to you. He's been so good. And oh man, it's tough because Juwan's actually pretty solid as well. Those are all really good options, but if Pickens plays, he's the true number 1 out of that group, I think. He's the only one that's going to truly dominate all the targets there.
Yeah. I agree. But yeah, dude, I love Ladd McConkey. I was really talking. He was my pick for the next Puka Nacua preseason. We were all kind of talking amongst ourselves, and I was like, dude, I think that's going to be the guy this year. Now, he hasn't quite lived up to that, but he's done pretty
No.
well for himself.
Well, he's getting considerably better every week, and he was injured for a
Yeah,
little bit there too. He's I think the Chargers have a number one in Lad, but they still need
they
somebody
need a
else they
better
can
number
rely on.
two.
Yeah, or
They need a
or
better number two
either
than Quentin
a better,
Johnson.
yeah, a better number two. And Quentin Johnson, by the way, is like, I think he's got like 9 touchdowns on the year. He's got some crazy number like that, but it's not like reliable.
He's not a good receiver though.
No, no,
Like,
and it's, you know what? It's not even the reason I feel bad about it is because, like, you make it to the NFL, obviously you have talent. A lot of it is confidence with him. Like, he drops a
mhm.
ball and he gets in his head, and then you can just see the performance after that. It just deteriorates. I forget who they were playing this year, but there was that one game where it was just drop after drop after drop, and it was like not even fair for the guy anymore. I just felt bad for him.
It's because he wants to catch everything on his body.
Yeah.
Daniel, hi guys. Pick JMO or Jennings? I'm going with Jennings on that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jennings. Jennings is serious. He's the best receiver on San Francisco this year.
That's even when Debo's healthy.
That's especially when Debo's healthy. Actually,
Yeah, I've not been impressed with Debo at all this year either.
no.
I've
How
never
can
been a
he
big
be?
I've never been a big Debo guy, anyways. I liked him that one year when, like, the first year he did that like receiving back thing
Yeah,
where he was
wide back.
running a lot and stuff. Yeah, whatever they call it. Yeah, like that year he was awesome, but then he's just kind of been trash and living off of that ever since. Like
Yeah.
Odell Beckham lived off that catch against the Cowboys for how many years? Like,
What do you mean for how many years? Still, still.
what has he done since then?
Yeah.
Besides get Baker fired and in a better team long term. Like,
Yeah. Well, you know what? Debo hasn't cracked even a Pro Bowl since that year. Like, it's just been that single year. And the thing with Debo too is like the injuries have deteriorated him as well, and
oh, for sure.
they just don't utilize him to his full potential. And
No.
he's not efficient running the ball this year. I think he's at his lowest yards per rush, I think, and he's at his lowest yak. Like, all his specialty is down. So he's not a route runner. You're not going to get much value out of him.
So let me ask you this while we're talking about the Niners here and kind of into season winding down. Do you think they're going to regret extending Brandon Ayuk, or do you think it was just kind of a
Oh, yeah.
fluky start to the season?
No, I think Brandon Ayuk's still good. Like, he's still good, but I never agreed with paying him 37 and a half. That's ridiculous. You paid him as a number one, and then you drafted Pearsall, and knew you had Jennings. Like, it just, and you knew you had Debo too. So I didn't really understand it. You could have lived without him, and he'll be back. He'll be good, I'm sure. But
But
you
he's not
want
going
to
to be
pay.
that alpha
Well, no, like, you
type
paid
of
him
guy.
like
Yeah.
Jamar and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to if you weren't even planning on using him like that, then that's on you for paying him that money. Like, I don't understand. If you
They
were going
should
to give
have
him
let
six,
should have let the Steelers have him, huh?
they should have, and he probably would have been better on that team too. I mean, Jawan Jennings, I think, was out targeting Brandon Ayuk or something like that, or he had more receptions than him when he was healthy. Like, that's insane to me.
Yeah, it's crazy. I agree with you 100%. If Pickens is out in our Jersey League, would you start Myers, Swift, or Tracy in the flex? Got to go with Tracy here.
Yep, Tracy.
I want to say Myers, but there's no guarantee Ritter doesn't start again. I know O'Connell is trending towards playing, and I think if O'Connell plays, you probably can go Myers against Jacksonville. But so I'll say that. Go Myers if O'Connell plays. If it's Ritter, go Tracy.
Yeah.
Cup or DJ? I am going DJ here.
Yeah, the Bears got upset by, I think they're playing Detroit this week. They got upset by the Lions the last time around there on Thanksgiving, but I think they'll give them a fight. Detroit's defense is banged up. Caleb will have a day probably. I hope.
DJ should have plenty of catches that day.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they'll probably scheme up some layups for Caleb again, and DJ will be the number one guy to do that for him. So I'd roll DJ more with how inefficient Cup's been.
yep, I agree. Kicker
Not
question.
Tyler Bass. I'll tell you that much. He missed like a 29-yard field goal this week, and I couldn't even believe my eyes. I had to rub it like a Looney Tunes cartoon. I was shocked.
Dicker's
Can't
been
believe
really,
it.
really good this year. I'd stick with him. Oh, I can't find my mouse. There it is. I hate it when that happens. Like I lost it. A.
I think
Johnston is TD dependent.
I think he's talking about Quentin
He means
Johnston.
Quentin Johnston. Yeah, I
I hope
agree.
so. Yeah.
He's extremely touchdown dependent, and if he even catches them. Jelly of the Month Club. It's a gift that keeps on giving the whole year, Clark. PPR streams Strange or Ferguson over Otten, whose value has been down bad with Evans back. Not sure I'll get Strange off waivers. We talked about Otten last week quite a bit on Boom Bust and on this show. I'm with you. Otten's targets are down, production is down ever since Evans came back. Jalen McMillan's starting to catch on a little bit more now. So Otten is not the auto start that he was when Evans was out. But I do like Ferguson over Strange this week in what should be, hopefully, a bit of a shootout if we can keep up with Tampa.
Yeah, I think Tampa's. If I was a betting man, I'd say they're probably trying to get Mike Evans to 1,000 again. He needs like 250, I think, in the
I
next
think
3
he can
games.
he can get him in this game.
Yeah,
They play it
no,
right.
literally. So I'm telling you, they're probably going after Mike Evans. They're probably targeting him lots.
Yeah.
So either Ferguson or Strange, whoever you feel more comfortable with. Yeah.
Me and Corey are going to be in Dallas for that game, like because we want to go see our Cowboys and we want to see Baker, and so we're like, let's do it, and it's going to be exciting to see it, but also it's going to be sad when our boys get thumped by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's okay. You know what?
I mean,
It happens.
I know it's going to happen, so I'm prepared for it, but it's still going to sting. Need one flex. Walker if he plays. DJ, Jennings, Reed. Also starting Hubbard and Henry. Okay. I'm sticking with DJ.
You can make a case for Juwan Jennings there, but
You can for sure. I just think I feel more comfortable with the fact that the Bears are going to have to throw a lot.
yeah, that's the reality of their season. I'd DJ more Juwan Jennings, I think. Juwan's against Miami. He had some He had some dropping issues last week, but it was in the rain.
It was a very wet game, yes.
Tough game for receivers. Either Juwan or DJ, I would say. Like we talked about Walker already, but Charbonnet's looked good. So even if he comes back and is healthy, I think they'll split time. And Jaden Reed, Dobbs caught 2 touchdowns against Seattle. You don't know who's going to be the alpha there. So Jennings or DJ Moore.
Yeah, Reed started out the season looking really good, and then he's been real inconsistent, getting more and more inconsistent as the season goes on. It's kind of frustrating.
You don't want a part of that Green Bay receiver room. It's tough to like pinpoint because Christian Watson will also have like 1 or 2 games where he just goes off, and it's like.
Well, last week Romeo Doubs has 2 touchdowns. Exactly. Next week he'll get 0 targets. Like you just never freaking know, and it's so annoying.
Exactly.
Meatball, how dare you? How dare you, sir? I would rather drag my nuts over broken glass than sign Odell Beckham to the Cowboys. I have Lamb, so do I start Ferguson still? I would. A lot of people don't like that starting 2 people on the same team thing.
Yeah.
I think it depends on which 2 people you have on that team. I mean, whether they're scoring points on your team or somebody else's, it doesn't really matter. I think they both get points. So
I was about to say, like, if you are debating between Ferguson and another tight end, and your decision point is, I have CeeDee Lamb, it does not matter. If you think Ferguson's going to put up points and you would start him on another team without CeeDee, you should start him on the team with CeeDee. If you think he's going to be productive,
that's the best way to put it. Yeah.
There's because they can both get some receptions, both get in the end zone. You said they're playing Tampa, right, Kyle? Going to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're gonna be playing from behind. So I wouldn't just go for somebody else because you have a receiver.
Agreed. Another league need a defense. Falcons, Titans, or Colts. Titans and Colts play against each other, and then of course the Falcons against the Titans are starting Rudolph this week, so probably wouldn't go Colts. I think I'm sticking with the Falcons on this one too.
Yeah, Falcons got a good matchup. They proved me. They impressed me last week against the Raiders, and yeah,
They won us over. Definitely won us over last week, didn't they? Thanks for the advice. I have to get off here. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas to you too,
Merry
Meatball.
Christmas.
Hope you feel better. He was feeling a little bit sick earlier, so hopefully he gets to feeling better and wins. Hope everybody wins their matchups this week.
Yeah, it's been a rough year.
Except for Tony. Man, we're all caught up on the chat here, man. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything been bugging you with your teams?
Honestly, it's been a rough year. I can't even lie to you. But you know what happens is I get so caught up with filming and putting out content and watching the games that I neglect and forget about fantasy. And it's just to the point where it's like I don't like before it was enjoyable, but now it's just I just find joy in like trying to help other people out. And my teams are just like I watch so much football that I'm immune to like a guy on my team scoring a touchdown. It's just like, all right.
It's like I feel nothing.
Yeah.
Like because I have him on my roster here, but I'm playing against him on this one, so it's a neutral feeling. Cancels out. It's like offsetting penalties.
Yeah. So it's been tough, and well, I had ETN in a few of my leagues, which was just rough for me, and yeah, I don't know. It's been a rough year.
There's been a few players like that where it's just been super sad to have owned them and had to drop them and stuff. Like it's been a very rough year. But I've talked about that with Corey before, though. Like I get more pleasure out of doing the content and like these chats and helping people win than I do playing my own leagues, just because I have awful luck in my own real life leagues. So when I'm just picking logically instead of with my own bias towards my own rosters and players and stuff, when I'm picking objectively, it's like I'm better at it that way also.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, it's more fun. Except for when this a-hole pops on. I only hate talking to you, AJ. It's because you're an Eagles fan and you know that.
It's hard to talk. It's hard to talk against the Eagles right now. That's the thing. It's like
I hate that they're good. I hate it.
It's the same thing with the Niners. Like everyone's I was talking to Seven. He's like, I'm so happy they're bad. He's like, I just get to go to sleep at night and it's silent in California. I'm like, oh, that's good. Because it's just like those franchises, they'll go silent when they're losing, but when they're winning, it's the same with the Cowboys though. When they're winning, like you know they're there.
Well, it's funny. So like a couple of years ago, we were like crushing it, right? And then we finally lost a game like 7 or 8 weeks in, something like that. All of a sudden, everybody had memes all over social medias, and I'm just like, man, y'all just been holding those for 6 weeks, haven't you? Like, just waiting for us to lose.
They were just
so funny, dude. It's just like
waiting in the drafts. Y'all still them boys. Y'all still them boys with the quarterback popping out. It's like,
what's funny is, and we've spoken about this before too, but like all those things that people say about Cowboys fans, are y'all still them boys? Is this your year? But I don't know any Cowboys fans that have ever said any of those things. It's literally like just something haters made up to make us feel bad. And then everybody loves calling us the Cowgirls like it's original too.
It's tough. It's tough being America's team.
It is, man. It sure is. What's funny though is people don't understand what that means when we say America's team. It's like, it doesn't mean we're everybody's favorite. It doesn't even mean we're the best. It just means we have the most fans spread out over the country. People don't understand that. They're haters. Niners fans are awful. You know what? Eagles fans are pretty awful too.
That's crazy. It's a crazy shot.
Oh shoot! What's up with the Packers fans going into Seattle? I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about, AJ. Cowboys fans are everywhere, man. Like doesn't matter where the Cowboys are playing, we got a ton of fans at that game. It's crazy. Okay, here we go. Corey, he must be on his way home and thought of a question to ask us real quick.
Laporta.
Andrews or Laporta and have PPR? Yeah, go
Laporta.
Laporta.
Andrews had 3 points the last time they played Pittsburgh. And Baltimore just notoriously does bad. John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson just do bad against Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. So
Mike Tomlin shuts down John Harbaugh in fear. Just something about that team.
He just walks in shaking. I would go Laporta.
I love Mike Tomlin. That's the kind of coach I wish Dallas had.
Not a yes man like McCarthy, but you know what?
I want a guy that knows what he's doing.
But it's not going to happen though. Under Jerry,
it'll never happen. Never.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
But I could still dream about it.
You can still. I was just about to say.
I put it on my Christmas wish list every year, and so
there for 20 years. That's insane.
AJ, nobody cares about hockey, bro. I don't even know what's it. Oh, Philly's the Flyers, right? Yeah. Screw Philly. Go Penguins. Oh, Corey's got us another one. McLaurin, Mixon, Tracy, or Ridley at flex and a half PPR. Whoo!
Dude, I am such a big Terry McLaurin fan, and I will absolutely not be playing him. Definitely not. He got locked up by Quinion Mitchell last time they played. They'll spy him all game because it's the only receiving weapon
for a yard or something, I think.
Yeah, he had a point and a half. I just checked.
Yeah, so I'm definitely not playing McLaurin. Ridley, I do like a little bit better with Rudolph starting, but even against Kansas City, I don't know how you bench Mixon this year.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's just been crushing it. So I'm sticking with Mixon here.
Yeah, I think you're either juggling between the running backs. It's either Tracy or Mixon, but you're going to have more guaranteed production out of Mixon, so I would go Mixon.
Is Kamara playing? As far as I know, I haven't checked for updates. Let's see if there's updates.
Yeah, we'll see. I think he's probably questionable.
He's questionable, but I just don't know. I don't know. Too early in the week to call.
Yeah, you'll know that. They probably play on Sunday. Or do they play on Thursday against the I think they play the Packers this week, right?
Yeah, on Monday night.
Yeah, that is tough. That is tough.
That is a tough decision. He says if not, he's stuck with Irving and Ford. I mean, I don't hate the Irving play, but
yeah,
I don't hate the Ford play, honestly. Since
Ford without Chubb is
Ford without Chubb against Cincy is not bad, not too bad at all. Penn State going to win the championship? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Corey, I'm going to save that one for last because I'll run the ad too. Corey, yes, Corey is changing diapers.
Just in the chat to beef with Corey. That's wild.
Where can we buy this? I'll show you in just a moment. AJ, I'm with you, buddy. Like and subscribe on this video. I'm sorry. Corey, I'm sorry. I'm not used to playing host, so I don't remember to say all the things and play all the ads like you do when you're playing host. I've just been chatting it up with Johnny here. Whoops, that switched on me real fast. Oh, Meatball came back to tell Corey Merry Christmas. Lions offense. I love the Lions offense, man.
Really
If
good.
I feel like the Bills Lions matchup from the other day was a Super Bowl preview. I feel like those two teams
Oh,
should be.
you'd hope so. You'd hope so. I think the Eagles have it though on the
You think so?
Lions. Well, it's hard. They have 22 guys on IR. That's insane.
That is true. I also I don't think anybody's gonna stop the Bills this year. I think they finally get the Super Bowl this
Yeah,
year,
you'd think, but
unless something catastrophic happens, or they have to play the Chiefs and get
yeah,
just
it's tough.
chopped right out of
Y-
it by the refs.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about that. I can't even lie.
Donald Ridley or Brian Robinson for flex and full PPR. Um, I think it's got to be Dowdle against Tampa. Robinson against Philly. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's between Ridley or Dowdle. The thing with Dowdle is I'm assuming Dallas is far behind in this game. So for them to lean on the run is going to be a little I don't know if I love
Yeah,
that.
that's a good point. Although we might run it just to try to keep their offense off the
For
field too.
sure. For sure. That
So
might be the possibility.
I don't know. Brian Robinson is the for sure no for me there though. But I think I'd lean Dowdle
Hmm.
because he'll get a handful of catches too. So, do I drop Braylon Allen or McLaughlin for the Falcons D? You can
If
get
you
rid of
don't,
McLaughlin.
yeah. If you don't need them, then pick up the defense. They're going to have a big week.
Of course, I just like this shirt. Yes, fantasy MVP, CeeDee Lamb. I love this shirt too. And in just a moment, after we finish it, everybody in the chat, I'll show you exactly where to go. Yeah, you do work too. Meatball. NFC North is scary. Dude, the NFC North this year is crazy scary.
The future of it is insane.
Yeah. Yeah, they're so good, but they're so young. This is they're going to be good for a long time.
Yeah, even the Bears, if they get a competent guy, it's over.
Bills are going to Bills. I'm with you there.
Unfortunately, I agree.
So I don't start Terry. True. I have Pittman, Waddle, Hopkins. I need 2 or pick up Patrick Hooker, Booty. I mean, Waddle and Hopkins. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopkins, it's tough because you don't know if Mahomes is going to be in there, but I'm assuming he will play through it. I don't.
Even if not, Hopkins is a target that a backup can rely on.
Yeah,
Kind of like
that's
the tight
true.
end.
It's true.
So.
Yeah.
All right, last question, and then we'll hop off of here. We're at our hour mark. Russell Wilson or Jaden Daniels?
Who does Russ have this week? Baltimore?
Baltimore, yeah.
Well, they didn't score a single touchdown. I think they scored 6 field goals the last time they played Baltimore. But again,
Yes,
Jaden
and I
Daniels
was so mad because I lost my matchup because he couldn't throw 1 touchdown.
They have serious red zone problems. If George Pickens is back, though, I roll Russ. If he's not, I'd say Jaden Daniels. That's what it relies on. That's the decision for me.
You know what? I respect that. I'm with it. Pickens is back. Roll Russ. I like it. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for us. I am going to hit this ad on the way out. I know it says Black Friday, but the sale's extended through to December, so ignore that part of it. I'll show you where to go get all these awesome shirts like this one I'm wearing and the ones we were all wearing Sunday morning on that show. JV show, thank you for joining me tonight. Always a pleasure, my friend. And everybody, good luck in your semifinals, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Appreciate it.